What up? How are you guys doing? Hope you are well. It's weird to be doing like a live stream about like just watching like a random GH classic episode. But so much has happened like behind the scenes on the show and like in the episodes, and I don't know. Hey Allison. Oh man. I mean, for starters, the recast. I'm so disappointed. I can't believe we got a Jack Brennan recast. It seemingly out of nowhere. I guess he left, the original actor. Just when I finally liked a Carly pairing. Man. Couldn't even get an actor with an Aussie accent either. Damn. Oh, yeah, it's really lame. It really is. Man. Also, Lucky and Elizabeth dancing to their song from like the early 2000s. I don't know if we ever heard it with Jonathan Jackson's Lucky, but man, it brought back memories. Yeah, he wasn't fired. He chose to leave on his own. But damn, like he was so charming. He was charismatic. And it's like he lost all of it with this new actor. And you know me, I like to give new actors a chance, but like, I don't know, like what? It just, they could have made an effort to find someone that like at least was Australian, you know? Man, I want to know why he chose to leave though. I am curious about that. Genuinely curious. But yeah, obviously we'll get into the plots of the shows and everything on Sunday. But this one is just like a short little stream, acting on Angel's request to watch scenes from Michael's birth, since Michael is no longer on the show. But yeah. Welcome to General Hospital Reactions, you guys. Yeah, guy has no charisma. Yeah, you're right. Man, it's just a bummer. It's a bummer. Also, I don't know if you guys watched, but a lot of the GH cast was on Jennifer Hudson's show. Yeah. Well, they had Laura Wright, who plays Carly, Donnell Turner, who plays Curtis, Tanisha Harper, who plays Jordan, Finola Hughes, who plays Anna, Maurice Bernard, who plays Sunny, Cameron Matheson, who plays Drew Quartermain. So, you know, it was a lot. Kaiwan, what do you mean, can we take you? What does that even mean? All right. Oh, you don't have regular TV anymore? Bummer. Oh, Fire Stick? I don't even know how those things work, man. Oh, lordy. But I mean, like, Daily Motion always posts GH episodes. Carly Marie song? Alright. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be a short live stream. We're going to react to Michael's birth. And it's a very short clip. It's like 5 minutes long, and there's another scene that I found after that that's like a minute and a half. So it's really not going to be a long live stream, which is okay, because tomorrow's a big day. I got to work, and then I'm going to my bass player's other band show tomorrow night. So tomorrow's going to be a long one. But I'm excited to see my boy play. So yes, that too. There's lots of YouTube clips. Yeah, there you go, Kaiwan. Alright, but yeah, I'm going to shrink me down to size a little bit. We'll probably lag for a moment. If I can figure out how to... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Alright. But yeah, their interview on the J Hud's show was actually really entertaining, and they were on there for a huge chunk. Isaiah, you said Michael's paternity was where the show began going downhill. Every horrible thing that ate the show alive is in this story. It's not all bad, but still the tipping point of the show. I don't think you're wrong, honestly. I mean, it wasn't long after that the show became the Sunny, Carly, and Jason show, and almost got canceled due to it. A long spiral. Microwave? What? Alright. Let me quickly mute this mood music so we can watch this stuff. And it's Sarah Joy Brown playing Carly, and, you know, she's always a great actress. So I'm intrigued. I don't think I've ever watched this, to be honest. Because, you know, I'm not, like, a huge Carly fan. I've loved, you know, I love Sarah Brown as an actress. And I watched, like, a lot of her origin story. But this is not part of her sort of storyline that I've watched and paid attention to much. So I'm intrigued. So let's watch together.
You look better, you're not so white. Carly, can you hear me?
Sam, you haven't seen this either? We're in the same boat then.
Well, if you can. They told me you needed an operation. And I said no. Now they told me the kid needs an operation, and I said yes. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think they know either. But he's hanging on. He's little, but well, he's a tough little runt. Well, he would be, right? He's yours.
Jason,
How you feeling?
a little dizzy.
It's no surprise you've been really out of it.
I have.
You're in ICU at General Hospital. I brought you here when I found you passed out on the living room floor. You were in pretty bad shape. You lost a lot of blood. And you needed to have a cesarean.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Jason, it's dead, isn't it? I killed my baby. I didn't I? Killed my baby.
Carly, the kid's fine. It's a boy. He's a little premature, but he's doing
Angel,
okay.
you made it to your
So
request.
whenever you're feeling ready, I'll take you to see him.
Why aren't you telling me? Something's wrong. Jason, I know. Tell me what it is, please.
The baby had a flap in his heart that didn't close off like it should have. It's a birth defect called PDA, but they fixed it. He's doing okay. All he needs now is a name.
You didn't give him one?
No, they're just calling him Baby Boy Roberts.
They can't do that. Roberts isn't real. It's a made-up name. It's a lie, like everything else about me. Make him change it, okay?
Fine. To what?
Morgan. Jason, you're the only real thing in this baby's life. Please, give him your name.
If you want. But he's your kid.
Yeah, well, after living inside me for 8 months, look what happened to him. I have done nothing but cause trouble for everybody in my life, including my own baby.
Carla, you didn't do anything to hurt
He
me.
was right. The kid's not safe having me for a mother.
Just forget Dr. Jones. Bobby told me last night his blood type doesn't even work with the kids. He's not the father.
Does AJ know?
Somebody will probably tell him sooner or later.
Your brother will never let me keep my baby. He will do everything he can to take it away from me, and then he'll turn it into a quartermain, and then when my baby asks about me, he'll probably tell him I should disappear.
Listen to me. Nobody's gonna take your baby away from you.
He will never let my son know me. But you know what? Maybe that was the way it was supposed to be. Maybe I was supposed to die.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
Get Bobby. Move. Don't get up.
Here's Jason stepping up to be the father. And here we are, what, like 30 years later, almost.
Taxes
Of
was
course there's an ad.
waiting
Tax season,
and
y'all.
wondering.
Alright,
Oh, hey, where do you think you're going? Careful.
Baby. Jason, will you take me?
Contact the police.
Right. It's right over there.
Michael's probably better off with AJ in the Quartermains. Oh, maybe.
Jason, look what I did to him.
He's a tough little guy, Carly.
So Carly got postpartum depression after this,
I
too.
know it looks bad, and it probably hurts him a little
That
bit,
part
but
I do know.
There's a lot less than it was before. He made it through surgery, and he's getting stronger. The nurse said it's okay if you and me touch him.
I can't. God. Take me back, please. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it.
Sarah Brown, y'all. That's it, though. That's literally. I love that. Whatever this is, Poppy Playtime. Hey Nathan. There we go. Yeah, like I said, there was not much to. Whoa, there was not much to the scenes. Didn't find a whole lot. But suffice to say, it's interesting watching that because it feels like on the show currently, more likely that Jason's gonna step up to help Sasha raise Michael's baby in a full circle moment. Sam, you said all I know is Carly had to go away and Jason stepped up and raised Michael with Robin for a year. And I feel like that is something that's going to happen with Jason and Sasha's baby. I don't think Sasha's going to go away, but I think Jason's going to help raise Michael's baby with Sasha. Angel says, Jason getting pinned being a baby daddy while he's out of town. Crazy. Yeah. It's insane. The thing that bothers me the most about this situation, though, like I wouldn't even mind if Jason lied and said he's the father and all this stuff, But it's the fact that Sasha's not denying it that makes the story annoying. Because, like, at least if you just say, like, no, Jason is not the father, like, it doesn't screw his life up in any way. It doesn't create the drama that it's creating. You know? By not saying it, it's like, you know, basically insinuating it. Yeah, exactly, Angel. Sasha's not correcting anyone. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that's the most frustrating part. I did enjoy a lot of scenes from today's episode on GH, that being said. Carly and Drew's argument. Yeah, I just really enjoyed Carly laying it on him like that. Not that great uncle. Yeah. Uncle Jason. Good Lord. But, yeah. Like I said, it was going to be a short live stream. I don't want to stay here too long because I do need to get some rest, honestly, for the long day tomorrow. But yeah, I do want to say that Sunday we'll be doing the after show, and I've already got so much to say, and we're only on Wednesday so far for GH. The recast, the Liz and Lucky scenes, Jocelyn's stupidity, Carly laying it thick on Drew. There's already so much to discuss. And Tracy really stepping up for Sasha in today's episode too. And just giving her sound advice and just letting her know that she's there. Angel says, plus Jason's life is more dangerous than Michael's. Defeats the purpose. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, Sasha laying into Drew too was also great. Oh, man. And Willow stays annoying me. But yeah, I don't... There's not too much more to say. Nobody feels like they got Willow trapped. I don't know. I don't sympathize for Willow on this point. Oh, Super Bowl's this Sunday? Damn. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. We're gonna go live Sunday regardless, okay? And or you know, absolute worst case scenario, we live stream Monday. But I guess it depends on the game. I'm not gonna watch. I don't really watch football that much. I'll watch parts of the game and obviously the Super Bowl. Who's doing the halftime show? I've not seen an ad for it. Who's doing the halftime show? That's what I watch for mostly. No, for real though. I don't know. Like I do watch the game, but like in the background while I'm doing something else. Willow's so naive. She really is. She is ridiculous. Being groomed and she don't know it, and she was in a cult. She was in a damn cult and she can't see it right now. She was groomed before. You'd think she'd learn and then not. Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Listen, I think Kendrick is a fantastic rapper. That's how I kind of feel. You know, but it's... And we had, was it Usher last year and then Rihanna the year before? I don't know. Kansas City back in the Super Bowl. Yeah, they are. The commercials. Yeah, that's mostly what I watch the Super Bowl for. Like the entertaining commercials that come, the Super Bowl halftime show. But like Kendrick isn't really an artist that I've been much of a listener to. So like there's no excitement in there for me this time. Sis is all right too. I just didn't really follow much of her music. So I don't know. I'm not that interested. But I will try to be here Sunday. Yeah, honestly, odds are like I don't know. I have no qualms about live streaming when I usually do. Now that I think about it, now that I know who the halftime show performer is, I'm just like, I don't know. But that's just me. Maybe I'll do a poll on like Saturday and be like, hey guys, so live stream Sunday or Monday, you guys decide, and we'll go with whatever you guys want to do. But yeah. They have that man 5 Grammys for dissing Drake. Allison says, I just like rock. I'm a rock guy too, but I also enjoy my pop, and I somewhat enjoy R&B, and like I like a variety of music for sure. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other artists that like I'd be impressed to see in the Super Bowl, but they've all like all the legends have kind of done it, you know. Some have been in more than one at this point. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they should just get like a bunch of like the current happening artists, like the newer ones, you know, and give them a chance, you know. Give them a chance. There's lots of like new singers out there that are like blowing up quickly, and if they all shared the Super Bowl together, I think a lot of their fans would watch. But that's just me. I'm talking like kind of how they did it at the Grammys. I don't know who watched and who didn't. But like when they were introducing the best new artists, they had all of them perform one after another, like just doing a bit of their songs each. So yeah. There's a lawsuit? See, I'm so out of the loop with that, you guys. I know Drake is Canadian and stuff, but like to me, I haven't really thought about much of his music since like the like 2010s. So yeah, I'm just out of the loop, y'all. Maybe it's my age showing, but I just also just like I always find like the wars between artists, they get so blown out of proportion, and then the smarter ones, they end up like rolling with it, and then they perform together at like an award show. It's like Nicki Minaj and Taylor Swift did it once. Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, they had like a moment on stage, I think also at the Grammys. Just like playing up to it a bit, you know. I watched the Grammys last Sunday. I forgot about the live stream. I watched the Grammys up until the live stream, so I got to see most of it. And yeah. I think I live streamed a little bit later. I live streamed at 9 just to try to watch as much of it as I could. Only like the music when he was on Degrassi. Was Drake doing music while he was on Degrassi? I feel like no, or am I wrong? I feel like I should know this as a Canadian, but I'm pretty sure like Degrassi was way before he started a rap career. Unless his character also rapped on the show, but the only thing I really remember is that his character was in a wheelchair. Albert! I am doing fine. I'm doing fine. We're not really talking to... We watched some old school scenes of Michael's birth. And I've only really chimed in a little bit towards like my thoughts on GH because we saving it for Sunday like we usually do. But I seen your stream about the recast, and I agree that he's a bit of a flop, and it's super disappointing. And yeah, I just not feeling New Jack Brennan. Disappointed. I mean, it's not like the show's fault that the actor left, or maybe it is, who knows, but like I don't know. I always give recast a chance, but like, damn, they couldn't have gotten an Australian accent, like a guy with an Australian accent that doesn't like. That's what makes me mad. Steve Burton is in a real life custody battle. Yikes. That's unfortunate. See, and I know nothing about Steve's family life. Like I think I knew he had kids, but I didn't know how old they were. Truly, Albert, it is lazy that they couldn't find someone with an Australian accent. Just, like, put that in the description of the damn character. That's what made him part of him charming, you know. You know how it goes. Anytime any of us, and I feel like maybe this is probably true around the world, but anytime anyone hears an accent that is foreign to them, it's like it just makes the character, or it just makes the person much more fascinating, just in general in real life too. It's so funny because, like, I don't know about you guys, but, like, I feel like when people are, like, to me that are from other places, they're like, I love your accent so much. And I'm like, do I have one? I don't know. And I'm sure everyone feels that way in their own sort of countries, but I don't know. It's like when people, I don't know. Also, like, when people say, like, American accent or a Canadian accent, I'm like, but, like, it depends where you are in the country. You know? If you're in Quebec, you got the French accent going on. If you're in, like, I don't even know, like Newfoundland, you got the Newfie accent. Just like, you know, in the States, when you're in the South, the southern states, you hear the southern accents. And, you know, different places, different vibes. Albert says, yeah, I love a woman with an accent. Finola Hughes, man. I love listening to her talk. Jennifer Hudson was kind of in awe, too. Angel says, you don't sound very Canadian, Dion. But what does Canadian sound like? Like, I swear people think we have, like, these weird, thick accents and just say A lot. And I'm just like, my entire life, I've gone without hearing... Like, I hear A every now and then, but very seldom. And usually if we're saying it, it's, like, kind of ironic. And we're just playing up to, like, what Americans think Canadians are. But it's like, I don't know. They expect us to say A. They want us to say things like a boot. And not once in my entire life have I heard anyone in my life say a boot for about. I don't know. But I also feel like Americans are kind of ignorant towards Canadians. Like, they just think we live in igloos and, like, I don't know. Anytime I've gone to the States in the past and they realize I'm Canadian, they're like, so you're the Canadian, eh? That's what you guys say over there, eh? It's always cold all year round over there? I'm like, your education system showing. Yeah, see, like, all that, Angel, is all bullshit. No one here says don't ya. And, like, we don't like maple syrup any better than anyone else does. It's just that we have a lot. Because of, you know, we have a lot of trees that create the sap and stuff. So it's like... And even, like, do y'all remember when Elizabeth and Finn, like, went to somewhere in Canada and they got sap out of a tree and they didn't even get the time of year right for it? It's just like, it's interesting. Well, to be fair, I hear Canada's cold weather is way brutal than ours, depending on where you are in the country. But, like, I don't know. See, even this year, some of y'all's, like, did it not snow in Florida this year? That's kind of messed up. But to be fair, like, while we do get really, really cold weather this time of year, like February, our winters the last few years have been getting warmer and warmer. So it's almost like it's weird. It's weird. We just have, like, a brief, you know, spurts of, like, deep freeze. You know, it'll get to, like, minus 30 in, like, either January or February for a couple weeks. And then it kind of calms down a bit. Allison, you said it's like people in Texas talk way different than people from the West and East Coast. Exactly, yeah. Like, there's different accents in different parts of the country, just like anywhere else, I'm sure. I want to see the Underground Mall in the French Quarter. Are you talking about, like, the Underground Mall in Montreal? Because listen, they make it seem like it's such an amazing thing. It's literally just a Subway and there's shops there. Like it's nothing it's nothing as special as they try to make it out to be. And I think that a lot of that is like marketing. They're trying to make it seem like cooler than it is, but it's, there's just stores in an area where there happens to be a Subway. I think the upper Midwest is pretty bad like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like people don't know Canada unless they're like actually here. I do think that like in general we're probably a bit nicer. But like in terms like, and I'm just basing this on like what was I going to say? On like my experience in the States, the times that I've gone there versus like my experiences here in Canada. Like our customer service skills like in Canada I think are just way better. Like anytime like I've gone to like a fast food joint in the States or like a bar or just anywhere, like everyone's just kind of rude, like the servers and stuff. But like here everyone's just like trying to make an effort to like get to know their customers and like who's to say that I'm all the states is like that, I don't know. I've only been to like Florida and California and Louisiana. So I've got not much, and New York, but I've got not much to gauge on. All right. But yeah. Although like obviously the customer service in like Disneyland and Disney World, fantastic, but they have to be, it's the happiest place on earth. But like I work in a shopping mall and like our thing is like making like an experience for the guests, and I'm just, even if I'm just like giving directions and stuff, it's like we try to get to know them, we feel them out, we ask them where they're from and stuff. So it's I don't know. Right, for the most part about the rudeness in the States. All right. I'll take your guys' word for it. But listen, man, like if someone tries, like we can be nice, but like make no mistake, there are certain situations where you can get the respect that you give us. So like if someone is rude, we're not afraid to clap back either. But like if you're here and you're having a great time, then we're having a great time serving you, It's that's what it comes down to. Like obviously I don't want to get into politics too much, but like the stuff going on in the States and the administration over there kind of being a dick to Canada, like it has united the country in a major way. And we're like, people are booing y'all in like hockey games, like booing the national anthem now, which is crazy. So like we're nice, but you fuck with us and like you get the horns, you know what I mean? Huh. My apologies for the terrorists. Well, they haven't happened because we tricked the president into thinking that we're giving him something that was already in the works. Don't tell him that, though. That's fair, Sam. I totally get it, especially in the political climate that it is. And I honestly, like, I do my best to like stay out of it too, because it just causes so much like stress. Truly, it does. No. So like at a hockey game, Angel, like if we're playing an American team, they're gonna do both national anthems. So they'll sing the Canadian anthem and they'll sing the U.S. anthem because there's both teams there, so they have to do both, right? So it's like, I don't know. it is just wild. The like, cause like if you like compare it to like, 10 years ago, what there was always respectful. Canada will stay standing even during the national anthem for the USA. And some of them even know the words. I don't. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm just saying. But yeah, it's just in general the political climate right now, and just like the president trying to like gloat and say like, I'm gonna buy out Canada, I'm gonna crash their economy so that they'll have to be joining us. That shit's like freaking disgusting. Like it's gross. It's gross. And like, Canada in general, we love our country. There's obviously things to work on here. But it's like, don't even try to buy us out. We will fight you. And then I think what also kind of helps in our situation is that we are so nice, and like because of that, and we have that reputation kind of all around the world. So I think people would back us if they had to. Whereas like the US is not anyone's favorite right now. Yeah, it's insane, Allison. I just ugh. Well, America gonna be last by the way he's pissing off everybody else in the world, man. Bad news. Oi. ETM. That's kind of how the United States, we don't even know our national anthem, but it's just kind of sad, but it's not our fault. We're not in control. Yeah. Honestly, like, let's get a little off politics a little bit, and let me just say, your guys' national anthem is so damn long and slow, and like ours is just like quick and to the point. So like it's just like like I've never like, it's just how y'all get through it. How do y'all get through it? Ours is just, you can get through ours in like 45 seconds to a minute. And that's all we need, But yeah. Before I go, again, just in case anyone came in a little bit later, Star Spangled Banner. That's pretty standard. Yeah, but nobody sings that at like games and stuff. It's always a long, boring one. But and also, we only have one Canadian anthem. Why do y'all have more? We ain't giving y'all a break, Taiwan. Like, realistically, and we've all been kind of joking about it at work and stuff. Like, we're like, dude, we could just like pull the electricity and like you guys wouldn't have power on the Super Bowl. If we were that mean, you know what I mean? Because like our sort of like, you guys get a lot of energy from like the east side of Canada into like sort of like the Michigan, New York, like that kind of area over there. So like, and I think the game is the game not in Michigan? Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. I think the tariffs thing, it's just like, there's also the Negro Spiritual Loft Every Voice. I play that sometimes too. Sheesh. Like I said, we just need one here. Most of us had to recite it from kindergarten till 12th grade. And see, that's the thing. Like, even like in school, like we didn't have to. Like, I mean, they do it at like assemblies and graduations, but like we didn't have to like rise to the national anthem every morning at school. Lift every voice. Tears hurt you guys too. Yeah, that's what I'm like. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, listen, like, the point is to try to bring costs down, and it hurts both of us, realistically. And like our economy is not great right now. You know, things are already expensive. Like, even my family, like we're tight with money right now, and it's like, just like being on the edge of like, if groceries get more expensive, like shit, man, we're gonna have to start just eating pasta all the time. Oh man, yeah, it's interesting watching like the downfall of America right now. Like, they've like pissed off all their allies. They're trying to buy out other countries. You know, there's people on his team that are like emboldening Nazis. Even here in my city, like just like the same week that whole, you know, Nazi salute controversy went down, like there were people on the streets like giving the Nazi salute and saying deport them all. And it's like, holy shit. Like, that's what y'all's team over there is doing. Hey, McCobb. Listen, Angel, if we could tell that man anything, like, I think, you know, if anyone could tell that man anything, like, I think we'd be in a less dire situation. Inflation sucks so much for bringing down the cost of eggs. But yeah, you guys are also going through that bird flu stuff over there. Like, you guys, like, I think, like, a lot of, like, millions of chickens have died, and, like, it's affecting eggs, just, and so on top of, like, potential tariffs, it's, like, also that stuff on a whim. He never checks the racism. He said he's just stay silent. Yeah, I was like, dude, he could easily just denounce and be like, that is not what I meant when I did that wave, and there's no room for it in the States, and they're not saying that. So that should be telling in itself. And if you can like kind of see past that, or just like brush past that and not care, then you ain't a good person, frankly. You know? Over here, we punch the shit out of Nazis if we have to. Like, if a bartender sees anyone with like a Nazi symbol on their stuff, they kick them out instantly. Like, you have no place here. Canada's got a TB outbreak. Wait, what's a TB? What's TB? And going back to the bird flu thing, like, one thing you guys don't know about me is I'm such like a nature nerd, and so like every year I will watch. Maybe some of you guys have heard of it. I don't know. There's a webcam in Florida of like this eagle's nest, that's live streamed every year. Every time it's mating season, and they lay eggs, and we get to watch the babies grow and then eventually fledge. I'm that guy that watches that kind of shit. And the babies died of bird flu. The baby eagles died of bird flu. And I was like, holy, like, tuberculosis. Oh, damn. That's crazy. But yeah, the birds, like the baby birds this year died of bird flu one day after another. And I'm like, damn, it really is a hardcore thing over there. Because, like, again, I've heard about it. Didn't think it would affect me in my life. And here's this webcam that I watch every year to have like some wholesome content to enjoy. And the babies done had a seizure and died one day apart from each other. The parents are still alive, thankfully, but like, I was heartbroken. Like, I'm just like, damn. Ah. Well, this turned out to be like a bit of a hangout stream, which is fine. I'll stay on for another 10 minutes. We can hang out and just chat. I only hear humans getting bird flu. I remember there, like, years and years ago, there was like a situation where that was a thing, or like no, it was swine flu. Never mind. I'm thinking something else entirely. But there was a bird flu outbreak, I think, a few years back as well. Only hear humans getting bird flu. Like, what would that be to a human? Never thought I'd go through a pandemic, but here I am. It's crazy. It is crazy. Well, he's kind of easy to dump on. He's a shitty person, Kaiwan. He's literally trying to buy out Greenland, Canada, Gaza. So, you know. We're not even, it's not even dissing. We're just telling it like it is. He's just a garbage person. It's so bad. It's like $9 to $10 for eggs. It's pretty close to that too. That's rough for a bird having a seizure. A baby bird. Like, they were just born last month. They were barely old, and you know, they were born like I think just around New Year's, I believe. And it's just like, damn, they're gone. Seen a dog have a seizure. It sucks. I've only seen humans have a seizure, but I'd be terrified if I seen an animal. Is it snowing in your parts of Canada? Oh, yeah, it is. It is currently, actually, like this month, the last couple of weeks, we've gotten like major snowstorms here. But yeah, there's always snow on the ground from like November till March here. So it's not currently snowing tonight, but there's tons of snow on the ground. And it is currently minus 23 degrees Celsius. So that is our February's in Alberta. But not necessarily in like Vancouver, BC, where there's barely any snow on the ground and it rains a lot in the winter. So again, different parts of Canada have different climates, just like the States. But yeah, I would say like most of Canada has snow, some more snow than others. Like it's really like New Brunswick really gets like heavy snow. And I've only heard the stories from like other relatives that live over there. But it's way rougher than here. Like we can get like big snow dumps, but like the most I've seen that I can recall, and even like with those big snowstorms that we had a couple weeks ago, like the snow was up to my heel. Like, and you know, and it snowed all night, and I had to walk to work. And I live really close to my work, and until I managed to get to a road, I was just like heel deep in snow, which sucked. ETM, he said, I don't even know where the bird flu came from. One day it disappeared and it's not going away. It's getting worse. It doesn't snow in California except in the mountains. That's what I find fascinating, that like it doesn't snow, but there are mountains with snow on it. I've never been to the mountains in California, but I think skiing in California would be a cool experience. I'm not a snowboarder, but I do enjoy skiing when I get to do it. It's very rare. It's been years actually since I've skied, but I like doing it and I have fun when I do. I just don't like being outdoors in the wintertime in general. You know, I avoid it when I can. But if I'm all bundled up and it's like not too bad out, if it's like hovering around 0 degrees and not like minus 20, then like I'd be down. But generally speaking, I'm just like, I'll find some fun inside. Here in North Carolina, we're not equipped for snow. Everything shuts down. So, for a funny story, one of the years that I flew and went to Orlando for Disney World, with some friends, on our way back, we got stuck in Texas, because there was a bit of a snowstorm. And I say storm lightly because, like, it was just snowing. And y'all couldn't get the planes going because you didn't have de-icers for your planes. So we were just stranded there for the entire night. Like, it sucked. It sucked. And they didn't provide, like, almost anything. They had, like these tiny little blankets that barely covered half our bodies. And, like, they gave us a granola bar to snack on in the Texas airport. Lord Angel. That is unfortunate. But man. Yeah. The world we live in right now. But I don't know. We fighters. We got this. Like you said, in Canada, if anyone tries to mess with us, like, y'all are gonna get the horns. Salt doesn't handle snow well. That's fair. Sam, like, Disney World, yeah. Like, if you ever get the chance to, highly recommend. Although, to be honest, I prefer Disneyland in California to Disney World. I just like that it's a bit more compact, and it's the OG, you know? It's like these are like the walkways and the roads that, like, Walt Disney himself walked and built himself, and Disney World kind of came after he had already passed, even though it was his plan to make it. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm truly a Disney kid, so, like, the nostalgia of, like, seeing Disney characters was great. The first time I got to go to Disney World, though, I think I was like 16. Because I have cousins that lived in Florida. Good night, Albert. And they didn't tell us. Good, you don't want to turn into us. Oh man. Hey, like, we got some, like, right wings that are trying to emulate, your guy over there. That we're gonna probably have to fight off a bit too, but like I said, we're resilient. But yeah, so anyway, we drove to Disney World, like 3 hours from where my cousins lived, but they did not tell me that. They told me that we were going to, I think, one of the Florida Keys, to, like, swim with the sea lions or something, like, fun like that. And, like, I fully believed it, and nobody told me. None of my cousins, like my uncle and my aunt, my mom, like, nobody told me. And it wasn't until we started getting to, like, the signs, because they have signs on the way, where I was like, and every time I, like, look back at, like, a family member, they just pretend to sleep. And my uncle was focused on driving, so, like, it was just like, okay. And then even my first thought was so, like, oh, cool, we'll get to drive past Disney World, not even thinking. Until we got to, like, the welcome to Disney World sign, and then I went crazy. And I had a blast. But for me, when I got to go to Disneyland in California, I just loved it. I loved it. I loved the vibe of it. I loved that it was more compact. I loved that it was the OG. And when I went, and this is like 12 years ago now. I think it was 2013 or something like that. Somewhere around there. Yes, I was excited. But yeah, the one there was almost like a rave happening in Disneyland. I think it was called the Mad Tea Party or something like that. And like back then I was a bit of a raver kid. So I was just like, this is my scene. And it's like Disney. So I was just like already in love with it. But also that trip to California in general was like one of the most life changing things in my life. Not like Disney aside, I was just going through some like hard times leading up to that trip, and it was kind of like a bit of an escape. And plus we didn't just do Disneyland. We went to we stayed in like Surf City, USA, for a bit, and you know we went to Hollywood, and we checked out different beaches. We didn't get to check out Venice Beach, and I'm kind of mad about that because we opted out and went to the pier, the Santa Monica Pier instead, even though it wasn't that far, but we had to kind of pick one just because we were on a bit of a time crunch. I'm such a I don't know. I would have loved to have gone down that boardwalk. So hopefully, if I ever go back to the U.S. at some point, which might not be for years, because like Canada be boycotting U.S. hard, y'all. Like everyone's kind of gathered together and like we're focusing on like buying Canadian products only and going on trips around Canada and like other countries. Sounds like a fun trip and a good story to tell. It really was. I got a little bit naughty on that California trip too, kind of met someone and hooked up with them and the whole 9 yards. But I don't know. The long and short of it was after like such a like tough start to the year, because I think the trip happened I think it actually happened around February actually, if not like early March. And I don't know, I ended up on the Santa Monica Pier, and we just kind of, or I just kind of was like by myself on it, and it felt like the first moment of peace that I had, because it wasn't like a busy day on the pier, and it was like close to sunset. There was like a cool busker on there, and I still remember his name was Casey Day, and he was singing what was he singing? He was singing Yellow by Coldplay, and obviously other songs, but just the moment where I like had that moment of like, wow, like I can breathe again. And it was like almost like I was able to let go of everything and just be like, all the shit I had gone through the past few months leading up to that trip, it led me to this moment. Sunset on a pier with a gorgeous singing busker. And I bought a CD. Like that's like, it was just such a like moment. And so anytime like the Facebook memories pop up of that trip, like I truly get emotional. And there's like, I don't know, there was 1 year, a couple of years ago, probably like still during the pandemic, like the thick of it when we were all on lockdown and not much to do. I did some like spring cleaning, and I found like my iPod which like, I hadn't used since that year. So it was like the playlist of like all the songs I was listening to during that trip, and Casey Day's stuff was uploaded onto that iPod too. And then I found the CD, and I literally was just like a heaping mess. I was like bawling my eyes out because it just felt like, man, like that was such a moment. How old was I? It was 2013-ish, so like 22 years old, I think. I'll meet a man while traveling too. It's not like we had like a whirlwind romance, okay? He happened to be working at the hotel that I was staying in. Oh man. But to be fair, like anytime I've gone back to Montreal, I somehow like meet someone and end up in like a whirlwind romance for like those few weeks. But yeah. Don't blame y'all for the boycott. Well, like I said, we're fighters, man. You piss us off, you like live to regret it. As nice as we can be. And it's crazy because like you think about like how divided politics has gotten over the years. Like I'm sure it's probably the same in every country. Like the right versus the left versus the middle and all this stuff. But like, man, like all sides right now are like pretty freaking united against like F the states right now. No disrespect to, you know, you guys obviously, just like the people in charge. It's one of those things like we're gonna do what we have to. But yeah, it's sorry, we keep going back and forth on conversations. But yeah, California, man. It's a trip that I truly like. It truly got me out of a funk, and it kind of like spiraled into like much greater things. And just like the year that I don't know, that I kind of found like the CD and the iPod from that era, it really just made me like think like, man, like that kid, however many years ago at that point, like 8 or 9 or 10, whatever it was, like deserves to be able to look at the future me and be proud. And so that's when I really started to like be like, you know what, let's just go for the things that I want to achieve. And it's kind of why I ended up like seriously considering like really giving music a shot again and getting a band and making sure I perform. And you know, it's like, I don't know, it's been a nice trajectory, and like now I can like kind of look back and be like, you know what, if he saw me now, he'd be pretty freaking proud of how far I've gotten. But like also even at that point when I found the stuff, there was things where I was like, he'd be proud of this and this, but I could do better. Like that's where I was when I found those things. Now I'm like, you know, life is a roller coaster. It always has been, it always will be, I think, because, you know, no life is just like perfect, right? But yeah, put you on the path that you're on now. Yeah, it really did. But even other paths, like when I think about it, 2013, I wasn't out yet, and it led me to coming out maybe just a year later. Like there was like a bunch of journeys that I went on, and after the coming out, there was like the journey of like finding who I was again, and like sort of hitting the refresh button and like finding, you know, kind of isolating myself from things that sort of wasn't serving me in a sense. Like I felt miserable around people that I was hanging out with because they were all like gossips and like very like, don't hang out with those people, don't do this, don't do that, like very like controlling in a sense to like certain friend groups. And I'm the kind of person that kind of gets along with everyone, you know, just different kinds of people. And so like I like cut ties and just like went out into my city and like met new people. So yeah, like just just that thing in California, it just turned into one thing and then another thing and then another thing and then another thing, and then going back to my hometown and like getting to know myself there again. And so like just so many things stemmed from like that moment in time. So like anytime it pops up, and I know it's gonna pop up soon, and I'll probably be an emotional wreck again, because it was like February era. And actually I've already seen like a post that's like countdown to California, 27 days or whatever it was, pretty recently. So I'm you know, it's gonna all hit me again. And oh, one more thing. Also on that iPod, there was a video, and I forgot that I had filmed anything, but there was a video of the moment I was on that pier. He wasn't singing Coldplay anymore, but he was singing, oh, I don't know who the artist is, but it's like, I'm in love with you, you're in love with me, that song. Like that nice, like wholesome, folky song that was kind of big in that moment in time. And so I was like, that was right after that moment, and like that also wrecked me too. Yeah, it led me to where I am now. And so I owe a lot to that trip to California and that moment on the pier. So I'll always hold California to a high regard. And obviously, like, oh, it's okay, Sam. You have a good night. Good chatting with you. And I'm gonna end the live stream here in a minute too. But yeah, I'm grateful. And obviously, the stuff that the wildfires in California was heartbreaking. And I watched the entirety of that that Fire Aid concert. And boy, was I tired the next day because it went on until like 2 a.m. here. But yeah, like just seeing like No Doubt reunited, Nirvana, obviously without their, Kurt Cobain, but like Nirvana reunited, Stevie Nicks up there, Stevie Wonder performing with Sting and Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Red Hot Chili Peppers performing, and just like all these like different artists that have like that I've enjoyed, and of course like Lady Gaga and Tate McRae, who's from Alberta by the way, and Billie Eilish with Green Day, and just like all these like unexpected collaborations, just to give like California a cool moment in like some stressful times. Any Valentine's Day plans? No, nothing romantic. Probably chocolate. There's this like cool goth sort of 80s dance party, like synthwave vibe that I kind of want to go to, that's on the 15th. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that and just have fun. Go out dancing on my own, but like make it fun. I don't know if I have any friends that would vibe to that. I've heard one friend like might be into it, but like, we'll see. By door? Maybe I can look it up quickly. Hold on. Obviously, I can't play it on the stream, but I think I'll be able to tell by the lyrics at least. The 1975. Wait, no, is that right? No, that's not right. Maybe? No, that was released in 2022. Hold on. There we go. You're my sweetheart. The Lumieres. Ho hey. That's what it is. He was covering that song. The Lumineers, hey, ho hey. Yeah, and that song came out in 2013. So there we go. That's what the song was. And if you haven't heard it, listen to it. It's a very sweet, wholesome song. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to end the stream here. We'll see you Sunday, ? Most likely Sunday. I'm not particularly interested in the Super Bowl this year. Like the halftime show's not piquing my interest. I'll probably have the game on again in the background. I'll gauge it by what you guys are doing, because I know Super Bowl is like a really big thing over there. So Saturday I'll kind of check in with you guys on a post on the YouTube channel, just like a written post, maybe a poll. See if you guys want to either do the live stream later in the day or like later in the night, which would be a lot later, obviously, or like just Monday. We'll figure it out. But either way, I'll see you in a few days for a live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in for this hangout session, mostly. If I lose some subscribers for like giving my thoughts on some certain politics, I ain't mad. But I'm from Canada, man. We got to stand up for ourselves, and we will. I'll be here Sunday. Sounds good. All right, but yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed hanging out with me, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. I'd appreciate it. And I will catch you guys most likely Sunday, but I'll check in with you guys just in case you want to like, you know, go all in for the Super Bowl, which I totally understand. I get it. We have our big sports moments here in Canada too. So, all right. Good night, y'all.